Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we are actually on the video we just uploaded a couple of days ago, because in this video, we're going to go through some of the comments and answer a couple of questions that you guys left in the previous video. So as always, if you guys do like these types of videos, go ahead and hit the like button. It lets me know that you guys want to see more of these types of videos in the future. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new, and if you're watching this video, go ahead and leave your questions that you may have for future videos down in the comment section below. I try and read every single comment that I can, just make sure I get as much input, opinions, questions as possible. So it'd be greatly appreciated. But we had a lot of comments, 63 to be exact, here on this video just a couple of days ago, and there are, I believe, 3 questions that we are going to answer. So the first one actually comes from Nick K right here, and it says, James, big fan of the channel. Thank you, Nick, greatly appreciated. And the question says, just wondering what you think the future plan is at center with Ryan Jensen getting up there in age. So right now, as it stands, Ryan Jensen is on the last year of his contract. After this upcoming season, he will be a free agent if the Buccaneers do not re-sign him. And yes, he is getting up there in age, but really, Ryan Jensen has been probably one of the best free agent signings Jason Licht has made during his entire tenure with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I know that's been, a handful of years now, but really, Ryan Jensen has been that good. He has been a very solid starting center. There's even been a couple of years where there's even been some times where he's playing like a top 5 center in the league. He really has been that good. At first, there was concerns that like, oh man, Ryan Jensen, he's drawing penalties. That's not good. Come on, Jensen, what are you doing? But there was also that other side of, yeah, he's drawing penalties, but he's defending his quarterback, he's defending his guys, and that is, commendable, and I completely agree with that. I also did agree with the fact that, yeah, it was kind of a little frustrating at times to get those penalties, but in recent memory now, in recent history, I guess if you will, Jensen's actually doing the reverse. I actually talked with Billy about it, my friend from O and the C here on YouTube, and, he had said that now Jensen is kind of being that guy who draws penalties. He's kind of, aggravating people, getting them to flinch, getting them to do something that draws a penalty, which has actually been a pretty fun arc, if you will, a fun shift to watch from Ryan Jensen. So the play's good, just overall leadership is good from Ryan Jensen. He's been a whole package for a center for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it is possible, and I do think that, that will be heavily considered, that they re-sign Ryan Jensen. There is, some people waiting in the wings, and we'll get to that in a second, but, I do believe that they love Ryan Jensen. Of course they do, the front office, the coaching staff, Tom Brady himself. I think that, there really is a ton of supporters for Ryan Jensen, and I could see him getting a 1-year, maybe even a 2-year extension with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come next offseason. But let's just expand time a little bit. Let's say, it does get to a point where eventually Ryan Jensen will not be on this team. What is the plan there? Well, he's already on the team. That's Robert Hainsey, the offensive lineman that was just drafted out of Notre Dame, literally just a couple of months ago in the NFL draft. Now, I had talked about where, a lot of people said, James, Robert Hainsey's going to play right tackle or he's going to play guard. I had said that I could see him playing center. A lot of people had voiced their opinions about that in the comments section below. It was a good debate, right? It was a good conversation to have. Can Robert Hainsey play center? This was right after he was drafted. But as we've seen in mandatory minicamp, in the rookie mini camps, they have already been working out Robert Hainsey at center. He has been working with A.Q. Shipley, who is a great long-tenured center in his own right. He unfortunately had to retire due to injuries, but he is now a coach with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he still got a Super Bowl ring, which is pretty cool. But the point is that Robert Hainsey is working with A.Q. Shipley basically every chance they can get at these practices, which I think is going to be huge for Robert Hainsey's development. Now, Bruce Arians did come out and say, Hainsey, he's going to be like the ultimate versatile offensive lineman. He's going to be able to play both guard positions, both tackle positions, and center, but it definitely seems like they're focusing more on Hainsey getting experience at that center position and learning, which I think is great. I think that Hainsey will be a very solid future prospect center for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jason Licht's had a great track record of drafting offensive linemen with Donovan Smith, Alex Cappa, and Ali Marpet. So I think Robert Hainsey will be no different. I think that he will be a very solid guy. He's got a great group of guys around him, working with him basically around the clock every single practice with AQ Shipley. So yeah, I think that Robert Hainsey is going to be that future plan at center when they do get to a point when they have to move on from Ryan Jensen, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they maybe sign Jensen to a 1 or 2 year extension after this upcoming season. Thank you again, Nick, for that question. That is greatly appreciated. The next question we have here actually comes from William Feliciano, and it says, do you think Tom, being Tom Brady of course, will take a coaching job within the Bucs organization if offered? And then he goes on to say, I get the financial situation regarding the wideouts. I wasn't happy when Humphries left. Neither was I, William. Neither was I. I'm kind of betting he's probably kicking himself for leaving. A speedy wideout is an asset in the no risk it, no biscuit offense of BA, so I'm hoping Scotty finds a way to stay. Me too. But going back to the question, do I think Tom would take a coaching job with the Bucs organization if offered? This has been, again, something that has been kind of tossed around. Tom Brady, he came out recently, I believe it was on an HBO series. He said, hey, my career, it is kind of coming to an end. I still think Tom Brady's probably going to play for maybe 2 more years. I honestly think he could play for 4 years total with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's just my opinion. Honestly, we'll just have to wait and see on a year-by-year basis. But, Tommy's got a few years left in him. What is he going to do after, right? Would he be a coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, kind of what I just explained with AQ Shipley, or would he go off and do other things? Well, the dream for me is, they sit down, maybe they've won another Super Bowl, maybe they've won 2 more Super Bowls or 3, whatever it may be. There's a press conference, Bruce Arians and Tom Brady, they sit down. Tom Brady says, all right, guys, I'm done. I'm retired as a player in the NFL. Bruce Arians goes, hey, I'm done. I'm retired as a coach in the NFL. And then, somebody asks Bruce Arians a question like, do you have a successor, Bruce? And he goes, he's sitting right next to me. And then Tom Brady's the next head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It won't happen. I know it won't happen. That's my dream, man. Let me dream, darn it. But realistically thinking, no, I don't think Tom Brady would take a coaching job with the Buccaneers if offered. We've seen with, these high-tier quarterbacks who have retired. I mean, Eli Manning, he is back with the Giants organization in a office-type role, I guess, if you will. But we've seen with other guys like Peyton Manning, he's not a coach right now. And just some of the other greats around the league, none of these great quarterbacks really go to be coaches in the NFL. If anything, they go to be more front office roles, right? John Elway, a general manager. Doug Williams was doing some front office stuff for the Washington football team there for a little bit, I believe, among other instances. So I don't think Tom Brady would take a coaching job if offered. Maybe an executive position somewhere down the line. I mean, I wouldn't expect it immediately after he retired. I would say maybe like 5, 6, 7 years after Tom Brady would retire. Maybe he would take a front office job with some NFL team. I don't know if it would be with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, you have to consider the Patriots or really any NFL team. But that's where I would see Tom. I would see Tom not being a coach after he retires, but definitely being some type of front office executive, either with the Bucs, the Patriots, or some NFL team. That's just kind of my thoughts about it. But William, thank you for that question. That is greatly appreciated. We're going to go ahead and scroll down here a little bit more as we get to our final question. This one comes again from Sean Lynch, who had his question answered in a previous video. But the question says, what game from this upcoming season are you most excited to watch? And if we just go ahead and see the reply here, somebody said the Patriots. We're not going to go ahead and get into the rest of that comment, but they said the Patriots. And, I think I would probably have to agree with that. I really wish that that was a home game. I really wish that that was a home game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but of course it's got to be the Patriots game. It's going to be Tom Brady going into Foxborough, playing his old team, playing Bill Belichick, and Tom is actually going to be going for a chance to be a player who has beaten all 32 teams in the NFL, which I believe would make him the 13th player to do that. So that would be huge. That would be awesome. I think that is going to be the most exciting game to watch, hands down, because both teams are just going to try so stinking hard to beat the other, just to prove a point, really. And it's going to be a very, very great thing to watch. I'm very excited for it. I'm excited for every game in this upcoming season, of course, but especially that Patriots game. I think that one for sure is going to be one to watch. But guys, that is going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts about these questions that I answered down in the comment section below. What do you guys think the future at center is? What do you think about Tom Brady potentially becoming a coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after he retires? And what is your most exciting game, I guess, to watch in this upcoming season? Leave me your thoughts about all that down in the comment section below, as well as leave any questions that you want in future videos down in the comment section below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.